we welcome you to Brown and White Ventures Podcast. I'm Jim Maroney, General Partner of Brown and White Ventures, and we are joining together again to learn about all things that are business and startup, technical, non-technical. We're going to cover all the bases, and we will do so in the name of Brown and White Ventures, which is a venture capital fund built by, founded by, and operated by St. Bonaventure University alumni. It is a venture capital fund that is brand new, that seeks to invest in technology and healthcare startups, as well as those from the Western New York, Rochester, Finger Lakes, and upstate New York area. And we are going to be spending time meeting people in that ecosystem, as well as people in their own journeys when it comes to their startups. Digital collectibles is a brand new, exponentially growing industry and sector of the tech world and the startup world. And we have a gentleman that is in the middle of it and helping to set the pace in his own way. Steve Steinberger is joining us. He is the founder of nftXc.biz, NFT-TradingCards.biz, as well as digitalcollectibles.biz. Steve, how did you get into this, and why did you get into it?
Good question. This whole thing started in 2021-ish, and it was right before the NCAA announced that they were going to start allowing the NIL to become a reality. Mm-hmm. The idea we had was prior to that. We were always at the thought that why don't amateur athletes, or why don't musicians, or why don't influencers have their own trading card? It becomes valuable. Everybody's got their own social media account, which are really they're doing the same thing. They're selling themselves on social media somewhere in some form, whatever business they're in, whether they're an athlete, whether they're a musician, an influencer, or just own a business. So I started to jot this down on paper. I drew the whole design out, right? I've been a developer for the last 30 years. So I started to jot this whole thing down, jotted it out, and this is what it should do. This is what it can do. This is what it should look. These should be the pages. And from there, the idea just kind of grew and grew and grew to the point where, look, I got this whole thing figured out. We can create an NFT space that's different than anybody else, and we can market it and go after those folks who want to create their own NFTs. The big thing early on was it's difficult if you're a non-designer.
Sure.
To create something that you really feel comfortable with and you really like.
We're not all artists.
Yeah. Well, even the artists sometimes aren't artists either. But so what we did, we in the first phase of the project, we created something called the card creator tool.
Okay.
And the card creator tool not simply, but what it does is allow that non-creative type person visually to create their own card through a almost like a Photoshop like
kind of Adobe, Canva maybe.
Yeah, exactly, mm-hmm. Exactly. Pick a background you want to start with. Mm-hmm. Pick the font you want to use.
There were
template, or just go from scratch.
Yeah,
and layer it. Decide what you want to say. Save it off. Walk away from it. Come back. Do you like what you had? You did. If once you get to that point where I'm comfortable with this, I really like this design. This really tells my story. Mint it. Why can't we mint it right from there?
So you're saying that the individual can create their own collectible, effectively.
Correct. Yes.
And they benefit from it. How? I mean, it'd be fun to have a trading card of you or me, and my kids would laugh at them, and probably my granddaughter would drool and tear them in shreds. But,
maybe so.
But
well. I'll have to get this part out first. You remember the days when we collected trading cards?
I still do.
I had boxes full of trading cards. I was a big Knick fan. I had all the Knicks on the wall. Mm-hmm. And then one day, for whatever reason, you come back and you go like, where are those trading cards? You go, Mom, what happened to those boxes of trading cards I had that are now 40 years old and collectibles? Mm-hmm. I don't know. Who knows? Tossed.
Wow. You know. Sure. And how many people have not done that, or even just pushed them into
everybody has that same story.
Into a garage sale.
Oh, right. Oh, that too.
The whole thing.
Right.
Sorry, I didn't know they mattered anymore.
Right.
Now, of course, there's an entire industry of card collecting and sports memorabilia and that kind of thing. But you're doing something different here because your cards aren't just of you or me, but if you make them for yourself.
Right.
What you're telling us is that you can also benefit from them because they're digital.
Yeah.
They exist.
Yeah.
And they can be exchanged.
Yeah. This is a good story. As we progressed, and by the way, the NFT-TradingCards.biz marketplace is live. It's live now. Mm-hmm. We started out doing the utility part of this first. Mm-hmm. What can this thing solve? It's not a meme coin. There's so many meme coins out there that really have no value. They're just there and they're hype and they're, FOMO, the fear of missing out, so you buy it. We decided that we're going to have utility, and that utility is create your own card, whether you want to use the card creator tool or you have a designer design something for you. If you have a designer design something for you, it's a simple upload the front of the card, upload the back of the card, save it, and then go through the process of entering your trades, what you want to sell the card for, how many you want to sell, and that's all done through the marketplace. Mm-hmm. Basically, you get to the end of that, you hit the mint button. Once you hit the mint button, we write that card, that metadata to the blockchain, and that becomes a permanent item on the blockchain. So, unlike the cards, right, that we threw away,
sure,
if they were all minted to the blockchain, I could find them.
Right.
And I could prove that I still own them.
Right. And that's the thing. So, and I've tried this, by the way, the card creator you've talked about. I've actually done that. I took some old pictures of my kids when they were in Little League and in high school sports and travel sports, and I tried this. And you can make it look like the cards that, boomers and Xers spend all those years putting into shoeboxes and then onto shelves and then forgetting about largely. Yeah. Or you can do something much more dynamic because you're talking about not just athletes. Right. You're talking about CEOs. You're talking about professionals, whatever you want. They can be business cards. They can be more than that.
Politicians, rock stars, musicians, influencers. In the next version of this, what we're really talking about is also adding in, once you create the card, maybe we got a little bit lost there. You mint the card. It's on the blockchain. Now you have to go through the process of like pricing it and actually hitting the button to actually put it out in the marketplace to sell it. Once you sell it, you reap the benefits of whatever you price it at. Price it at $100, you get the $98 minus the transaction fees from the site. You just sold it. That money goes into your wallet. That's yours to keep.
So that one card can mint me that or can deliver that, and it's going to deliver it in crypto, I'm assuming.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
that'll get into the next thing we're going to go into.
Okay, great. Yeah. So I'm learning about this, and I'm realizing that if I make cards for, a single person, and that person gets to benefit from them, is it just the one time they get to benefit from them?
No, the way we have it structured is that original creator, Jim, you created your own card, you sold your card for $98, $95, whatever you reaped into your wallet. If it sells again on the open market, Steve bought Jim's card. I decided to sell for $1,000. It's somewhere down the road. Jim became famous. Jim has done something really wild and something spectacular. So I sell the card for $1,000. I'm getting the 95% from the card because I own the card now.
Okay.
I bought it from Jim. It'll be transaction on the blockchain. You can look it up. We can look it up and find out who bought it for how much. You also receive a royalty because you're the original creator.
Okay.
So that royalty stays with you, the original creator, for the life of the card. Mm-hmm. So I wouldn't benefit on the secondary market after I've sold your original creation, if that kind of makes sense.
Is there kind of a nesting dolls kind of experience here with what comes? Or, so once someone sells this, that immediate seller reaps the benefits of the sale, with the exception of the original creator who continues to get a royalty every time it's moved.
Exactly.
Interesting.
Now, that's not to say that Jim created one card.
Okay.
There are certain unspoken rules to how many cards you should create. If it's a first card, if you're really famous, you can, create 50 cards. If you're just trying to get it out there, maybe you create a quantity of 100 cards at $100, which is not heard of either. That's not a lot of cards. But let's say if you created 100 cards, you sold them each for $100. You do the math on it. That's good. Yeah. And you get the benefits of that secondary market sale on and on and on and on. Sure.
So I'm thinking, beyond the, and again, back to the original inspiration, the NIL. This is happening, and now you have teenagers and young people in sports out of the gate who are now, besides being able to do so through their social media platforms, build brand and benefit from it. And if you are including the creation of these cards, you're creating a real opportunity to build your brand, benefit from it,
correct,
and continue to benefit from it after you even make the original set of NFT trading cards.
Right on, man. Yep.
Okay.
Exactly right.
All right.
Now, we just put together I've been talking to the EYBL, the European Youth Basketball League. They're in 38 countries in the world. We've signed them. We started to populate the site with those cards from those kids. This is the league where you'll find NBA players who came from these leagues. Mm-hmm. So this is a real deal. And they've got some 4,500 to 5,000 players.
Wow.
That we started with a collection of legends. They supplied the players. And now we're going into the next section here where they want to put up video. They want to do another Legends pack. So we're going to do all that as well, and that's coming up very shortly. So that's really exciting news. As well as just the individual, if you wanted to do it, or that kid wanted to do it, or that player or that musician wanted to do it, it's a onesie. We've been speaking with agents. We're speaking with leagues. And excellent feedback from all of them. And it's interesting when you talk to an agent or you talk to a league, they come at you in a whole different way. Like I wasn't thinking of the way you do your business and the way you would want to be represented on our platform. Mm-hmm. But you walk away and you go like, okay, that's a really good idea. We got to do that. Mm-hmm. And again, this leads into this next version of the platform that we're going to we're putting out. We're actually working on it right now.
All right. Well, let's break for a second.
Sure.
We'll reload with Steve Steinberger, who's joining us to tell us more about NFT-TradingCards.biz as well as nftXc.biz and digitalcollectibles.biz. He is an NFT collectible startup guy, and we're going to learn more about him after we learn more about Brown and White Ventures. So Steve Steinberger has started an NFT trading card platform. NFT-TradingCard.biz is where you find it. You can make, and any of us can make, NFT trading cards online through his platform, mint them, make them available at his marketplace through cryptocurrency. They can be purchased at the price that you say they will be purchased, and you can benefit from the creation of those cards directly. It's an amazing idea, and you've taken it a next step. Explain what you've done.
Well, just as important as the ability to create the card, to mint the card, to put it up for sale is to make sure that we have provenance, which has always been a problem in the art industry, right? This thing was painted by who? No one knows half the time.
Is it an original?
Is it an original? Who really painted it? Do we have paperwork on it? Mm-hmm. That's always a big problem. You have paperwork in it, the price obviously is skyrocketed. If you have no paper on it, not so sure.
Sure.
With the blockchain, when we write those metadata to the blockchain, that becomes provenance for that particular card. It was created on this date. Here are all the traits to it. Mm-hmm. This is what it was sold at. This is the address. This is the blockchain hash that exactly where it was minted and how it was minted. So all that happens with the sale on the NFT TradingCard.biz marketplace.
Incredible.
Yep. Really, really great.
How are you finding people responding to being engaged in it? Because it seems like a simple system. It seems pretty transactional when it comes to those who wish to use it, those who wish to benefit from it.
Yeah.
What have you heard?
Those who understand the crypto end of this, it's easy for them.
Okay.
So, and we found this early on, that the industry is really not in its infancy anymore. I mean, Bitcoin's been around 15 years.
Sure.
The first NFT was 2014.
Right.
I don't know where that went, but then it kind of went down. Not a lot was going on. And then we had the bubble in 2021, 22, 23, when everything kind of crashed a little bit. Just like the market does, just like the internet did. We come up and we go down, and we're on the cycle. We're going back up. In our opinion, it's guys like us who are putting utility first, not the hype, but creating something that really works that someone can use.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. You're not roller coastering it just on crypto.
Right. It's not a meme coin. We're not just putting something down there and hopefully someone buys it and hype the hell out of it and try to sell it. Not doing that. So the other things that we are working on for this next version are doing the videos. So Jim, put your video on the back of the card. Awesome. We're also working on, which no one else is really out there doing. The video part of it is very new, but we already got that plan. We already got it written into the next phase of this. The other things we have written into the next phase of this, which someone brought to me, was the idea of, Steve, I'm not really so much interested in creating an NFT for myself. But you know what? I got these old pictures, and I got these old documents, and I got these old this, and I got these old that. They're in the shoebox. You know what happens to shoebox things, right? Yeah. They get tossed, and they get lost, and they get everything down.
They get rained on, the whole thing.
You got it. So what if we could can we just archive this stuff without having to sell it?
Yeah.
Absolutely. That's the next step. That's the next step. You're not selling the stuff. We're just archiving it for you onto the blockchain.
So you have this up and running, and you've already taken a significant step in developing your own crypto, and that's what NFTXc is.
Yeah, on that point. The other thing that we're pushing, we're building into this next one, is the idea that wouldn't it be nice if Jim put his card out there, but I wish I could actually communicate with Jim. Okay, so why can't we? Our idea is that we're going to create a kind of a next social media platform where not only can you buy this card, you can own a piece of Jim, your favorite whatever, right? You can comment on it. I saw Jim play when he was in the 9th grade, and he was great at this, and blah blah blah.
That's about the only year I was great, by the way.
Yeah. Like the modern day social media sites.
Surely.
How Facebook works, how Instagram works, how they all work. Twitter works. Similar in style.
Yeah.
That's going in the next version. Which you brought up the point about what do you hear out there. So those were a couple things we heard, and then great ideas.
Yeah.
We created a site called, before we get into the actual coin, we created a site called Digital Collectibles. And we just started populating with articles about when someone would ask a question, what does rug pull mean? What is PinkSale? What is a PinkSale? What is a liquidity pool? We said, well, let's write an article on it. Let's just write an article explaining exactly what it is, post it out on a site. So we created Digital Collectibles. There's some 300 ideas, articles, whatever. Go to it, type your phrase in there, search for it. It's probably an answer to a question you may have. So part of this whole process is the educational process. It's big. Again, not that we're in our infancy,
right?
But we're sure not in an immature state at this point at all. So we kind of find like we need to teach a little too.
Surely.
I speak with the EYBL, the European Youth Basketball League, once a week for the last 8 weeks. Because they always have a question. We want to do this. We want to do, how do we do this? So we have our weekly meeting, lasts about a half an hour. We usually do it on their time because they're like 12 hours ahead of us. And let's answer the question. Let's figure it out. You guys got better questions? You got other questions? Yeah, please ask, because I want the ideas as well. So as part of the digital collectibles.biz ecosystem, we'll call that as well, we're going to put together the university on the site as well.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Nothing but learning.
Nothing but learning.
Interesting.
Watch this video series about creating an NFT. Watch this video series of how Bitcoin was created. Watch this video series of where Bitcoin is going. Watch this video series where the crypto industry is going, the NFT industry is going. Just add to it the university aspect. And I've already spoke to, I have a great guy that I refer to as he's a copyright lawyer. But he's constantly writing, he's doing videos. And when I go, man, you need to come on and do a video presentation for those who are trying to understand NFTs and copyrights. That's a big deal. He's going to do it. So we'll do a series of copyright. Just go onto the site, spend 15 minutes and learn exactly what a copyright is and how it pertains to NFTs and the crypto market.
Because it's really different.
It's very much the same.
Okay.
But a little different.
All right.
Yeah.
Different enough to hamstring you.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
It's something like what hamstrings you is the ability is your thought process goes from, ooh, can I use that logo of Pepsi in this? So let's make sure you know that you can or you can't.
Sure.
Yeah, and we got certain safeguards when you try to create your own card. Like if you try to upload a certain file, we're going to ask you, do you have permission to use this? Just to save something down the line so we don't get in trouble.
So tell us what it's like to try to start something like this.
My brain doesn't work like normal people. I swear. I get the idea and I go, well, we should have this now. This is the next logical thing to do would be to have our own coin. Because what do you need your own coin for? Well, having your own coin, you can then expand quicker, right? The runway becomes much longer. You got a short runway with a little bit of money, you run out of it really quick, then you're stuck. With selling our own coin and raising some funds, that runway becomes much longer, and we can react quicker. We can be more agile. We can beat everybody to the punch. When we get an idea that some of these sports agents are asking me to do, we're going to put it together next week. Let's do it.
Sure.
Let's do it.
It gives you the agility.
Yes.
And again, just so people who are the uninitiated can best understand, and maybe we're stepping into the university halls for a second here.
Yep.
When you start a coin the way you are starting it, it takes what and it means what as it enters public availability.
We've decided, after doing our due diligence, that we're going to use a launch pad called PinkSale. It's been around a while. It's very well known. It's a really good community behind PinkSale. They allow us many functions that would be very difficult to duplicate. They've got it all in one place for us. So we're able to mint the coin from PinkSale, and the way we're able to sell it through PinkSale. And we're also able to do our KYC through them, do our smart contract audits, all that stuff that says this is legit. We can do through PinkSale. There's a pink lock mechanism as well. So if we get into the tokenomics of it real quick, 100 million shares, 100 million coins, 30 million go up for sale for that 3 or 4 days. All right. The other important tokenomics of that are there's a good percentage that goes toward development, give us the money to develop these things that we're talking about, the social media part of it, the part with the video, all this stuff. There's a couple more things on the list. But it allows us to do that. Marketing allows us to get the word out. Allows us to pay and allows us to reward users who use our coin. And the other big thing, which is the owners, the investors, the founders of the company who are really involved in it will also receive coins. This is where a lot of these coins or the meme coins, they get in trouble where the ownership can immediately dump the next day after the sale. Ain't happening with us. Owners, investors are going to have to hold their coins, whatever we decide to distribute, for 24 months.
Tokenomics is where we're continuing our conversation with Steve Steinberger from nft-TradingCards.biz, digitalcollectibles.biz, as well as nftXc.biz. That's where our tokenomics conversation picks up right now. And we are going to move towards the idea that, there is a fluidity involved here, and you're going to help us understand what happens next, especially for a founder and someone who's going to be engaged in this way.
Yeah, the founders, the guys that were with us from the beginning, who've contributed quite a bit, they should be rewarded. They will be rewarded. But we're not just going to hand out coins. You're not just going to get coins and you're going to go sell them immediately after the sale is done. There's a 24-month vesting period that everybody will hold to. And I just mentioned that we're a few months out. So if it does change, it's going to go higher. It's going to be 24 months or 36 months, 3 years, 2.5, 2 to 3 years. More likely it's going to stay at 2 years and then that cliff. Some of the other things, which is really big to really keep a stable coin, is the liquidity pool. We'll have a big liquidity pool where you can easily get in and out of a different coin, exchange it for the nftXc coin. The symbol on the nftXc coin, what we're trying to brand it at is small n, small f, small t, big X, small c.
Mm-hmm.
So the nftX for exchange, C for coin, NFT exchange coin.
Got it.
Let me mention this part of it as well. We did a roadmap, a 5-year roadmap. Now, this roadmap has a lot of bumps. It's got some water you got to swim across. It's got some sharks in there. It's got some mountains, and it's got a lot of stuff you overall to come. But it's a 5-year plan. Wouldn't it be great, just hypothetical, if you had one coin, NFT for buying NFTs, X for exchange coin, no matter what the platform is, use the one coin. Wow, that would simplify things.
Mm-hmm.
Would you become mainstream then if you could simplify it that easy? Like, you just buy the nftXc coin and shop with it and buy any NFT you want.
What would it take for you to install it in that way so that it could become universal?
That's the 5-year roadmap that has all the bumps, the bruises, the sharks. There's a lot you have to overcome. But that's not where we are now.
Okay.
The nftXc coin right now is going to be the tool that drives the ecosystem for NFT trading cards.
Got it.
Buy with it, sell with it, mint with it, get paid in it, get rewarded in it. If you want to stake you buy some NFT, if you want to stake that NFT, you'll get a percentage. Let's say you stake 1,000 coins. In 1 year, we give you an additional 100 coins. That's your reward for staking those 1,000 coins.
Mm-hmm.
We'll give you an extra 100 at the end of the year. Put them in your account. You can sell them, do whatever you want with them. So, when we want that to happen, that keeps price stability. There's other mechanisms to use as well, but they're not guaranteed that it'll keep the price. What you have to have utility, you have to have usage, you have to have adoption, you have to have people using it.
Yeah.
That's what we're striving for.
And so investors are always worried about the rug pull, and you protect them in what way?
Yeah, good question. If you ever go on and look for new projects,
Mm-hmm.
and you see, this is the biggest one of all, that the founder who put the thing together has no vesting period, they're going to sell, just for ease of math, they're going to sell 1,000 somethings, and they're going to own 500 of somethings, and they're going to sell off the other 500. And then the next day when the sale closes, the owner, the founder, whatever, dumps the 500, takes the money out, boom, runs away.
Mm-hmm.
That's the most red flag there is that. That's why it's the 2-year investment period. You got to hold for 2 years. All those people are really involved at the highest level. Mm-hmm. So we want to be transparent. We want those people who are also investing in it to know that we're here for the long run. We started this thing in 2021. It's 2025,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
We've been here already in this industry for the long haul so far.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and we're going to continue that path. And we're going to continue with this version 2 of what we got planned. We're going to continue with marketing post-ICO.
Mm-hmm.
The post-ICO internet or the coin offering.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody who's into it, whoever wants to know something about the post-ICO, will be able to go to the nftXc.biz website.
Mm-hmm.
There's a navigation button over on the right, which says, I think it actually says, might even say post-ICO. I think that's actually what it said. Click that button. That's where everything will be posted about what's going on now. What decentralized networks are we going to involve? We got to submit paperwork. What centralized exchanges can we get into?
Right.
We're going to post that information. All that matters, so you can go to that one page, and whether we post it weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, it's to be decided, but just to know that we're going to keep everybody up to date via that website.
It is still Wild West.
I couldn't not agree.
Okay. You couldn't agree with me more.
There's a lot of knots in there. I'm not sure what I just said, but yes.
So you attract people to the platform in what way?
We're really heavily into the social marketing right now, social media. We probably have 10 sites. We're all over Twitter. We're all over Discord. We're Reddit is a big one in the NFT crypto space. Reddit. So we're on we may actually be at this point top 20 as far as members go on Reddit for a subreddit. We're heavily into Twitter. We post every day. Somewhere we post something. Facebook, not so much. That doesn't seem to be the NFT crypto space, but Discord is, and Telegram is. We post videos out on TikTok, YouTube, and to market this thing, really the best way to market this thing, which one of the EYBL players sent me a video that he did. Yeah, obviously he posted it on his own social media. That's where it comes in. That's where the whole thing starts to roll.
Influencers are influencers.
He's the guy who created the card. He's the player. He's the guy who played in the Olympics. This kid played in the Olympics. So he created a card and he sent me the video. Hey, I love my new NFT card. It's the first card I've ever had. It was a short little video, but he posts that to his 5,000 followers. And we get this duplicated over and over and over and over and over again, and then the thing rolls. The thing rolls because it's part of social media.
Sure.
Yeah. So we're psyched about that, and we're continuing to. What's the next best way to go? Always, what's the next best? Let's figure that out and let's do it. Let's try it.
And the next best thing that Steve Steinberger is going to talk about is what we will share with you on Brown and White Ventures podcast after we hear more about Cav Helmet. Steve Steinberger is with us here on Brown and White Ventures podcast. All those Knicks cards, what was your favorite?
Oh, I'm a Walt Frazier fan.
Are you?
Oh, he was my favorite. Are you kidding me? I was Walt Frazier. I wore number. I wore number 10.
Academy?
Yeah. I wore number 10. I tried to shoot like Walt Frazier. He had a unique style of shooting where his elbow was out a little bit. It's not a really traditional. It wouldn't be taught that way. Yeah. Worked for Clyde though. Oh, he was it, man. Yeah, he was my favorite. Yeah.
Does the idea that you had those cards and that mattered to you when you were younger?
Yeah.
Is that part of the fuel in the middle of the night when you're solving problems and finding new ones, where you realize that this is going to bring something to people, especially young people? And I'm not talking about young collectors. I'm talking about people who now have a world where they can benefit like they have never been able to do before. Yeah. And frankly, do it themselves in the same way that they can create their own influence through their social media channels.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, with the digital collectible, you can't put it in your fingertips. But better yet, or differently, maybe is the right word, if that's even a word, you buy a frame where you can display your collectibles.
Did it for my son-in-law in his Steelers, steel curtain years.
There you go.
Yeah. Had all these cards, right? You do that, but now with NFTs, you can do it in a different way.
You can do it in a different way. Yeah. You can still stream them from your account and just have them, one or another. Put them on your desk, which you're not normally seeing. There's other avenues too. Besides, we named this NFT trading cards. Trading cards was the key phrase in that, because we view it more than just. It's easy to say that the trading card, it's just like the cardboard card that we did when we could. Yeah, sort of, but it becomes like just the ticket of something. If you want to sell your bike, you got a mountain bike you want to sell. You could sell it on our platform. You have to create a card though, a trading card, and that trading card will have a picture of it. It'll have your name, your traits about it. It's this years old. It's got this many miles on it. It's been running fine. I'm asking this amount of price. You mint it. Transaction becomes out of it. You can then hit the sell button, and you have it out there for the world to buy this special gym mountain bike. You could do that with it.
Interesting.
We're talking to charities too as well, because this is a great opportunity for charities
to raise money.
To raise money.
Yeah, it's funny.
Yeah.
as you speak about this, I think about all of those popcorn kettles and the cookies and the candy bars and things sometimes you don't even want.
Yeah.
And here's the opportunity to support a charity based on something other.
Right.
Yeah, that's really interesting.
Yeah, I did a lot of work for the Salvation Army. I programmed a whole system for them, and at one point they did an artist show. Mm-hmm. Okay, wouldn't it be great to let's auction off the artist's work via trading card? Mm-hmm. Because if you don't do it that way, you're selling it locally, which is fine if you can sell it. If you open up the auction to all of those branches of the Salvation Army across the country, you could have an auction in every state at 7 o'clock. This auction's going on. It's held in Rochester, Canandaigua, Florida somewhere, but you could then sell it. You probably get a little better, money for it. So that's another way to use, but we call them trading cards.
Yes.
Although you're not going to trade the bike. No one's buying your trading card on your bike and putting it up on something to look at, but you're selling your bike. Once you sell that bike, the crypto goes into your account. You know who bought it, and you arrange for delivery.
So that leads to a question. So you have giants like OpenSea, Blur. They're out there already. They're really out there, and you have to pull creators away from them onto your platform. Mm-hmm. You're doing that how?
We're doing that via a lot of emailing, a lot of social media. Now, OpenSea and Blur, those guys have traditionally been the Walmart of NFTs. Mm-hmm. Selling 10,000 8-pixel art to somebody who will buy it. That market right there kind of crashed in the 22s, 23s. Mm-hmm. And they've revamped what they're doing now because the people kind of caught on to it and like, well, what is this that I'm really buying? How? And a lot of them lost a lot of money when they're buying those things. We don't want to play that game. We're utility-based. We're creating cards. We're trading something of value. And to be different than an OpenSea or a Blur, we're going to be much quicker. We're going to be able to move a lot quicker when we get those ideas. We're going to move a little quicker. We're going to have a longer runway. We're not so much into just – what we're into is the community factor of it. That's why the social media thing is going to be important to us. So in that aspect, we're just really different than what an OpenSea is doing now. And having our own coin will allow us to do a lot more community things. You can stake your coin. You can use your coin on our side, et cetera, et cetera. And then there's the version beyond that, too, that not the 5-year roadmap for the world, but that's beyond the next version that we're talking about. Yeah.
Everybody who's been listening to us has already considered something like this to be the next big thing, but you're already thinking about other next big things. Yeah. And maybe give one or two that you're already
well, the biggest thing would be that 5-year roadmap we talked about, and it's basically to be the most efficient way would have one coin. You can pay with Ethereum. You can pay with a Bitcoin. You can pay with ADA. You can pay with Polkadot, or ADA. You can pay whatever you want to, but automatically convert it to an nftXc coin because that's what it's for. It's an NFT exchange coin to buy NFTs. From the platform standpoint, maybe there's a lot of pushback. From the user standpoint, however, though, they don't care what it is. They want to buy this card. They want to buy it the easiest way possible. Mm-hmm. Right now, you have to bridge. Okay, you have to do some swapping. You have to do something different. You have to wrap something to buy on a different platform.
Why does it work for you?
I just think the whole industry needs a revamping of being able to buy and sell collectibles. Easier way to do it. And the first thing that ever popped into my mind was there was a painting. Again, this goes back to the provenance thing. They couldn't figure out who painted the painting. And it went from literally, this is $5,000, because it's really nice, to $5 million because they were able to prove provenance. Holy smokes, man. if it was done on the blockchain, the provenance is sitting right there. We look it up. We all look it up. Oh yeah, what do you have? Do you see that this is what happened? Yeah, I do see it. It was sold for this. This is who painted it, and done. Okay, no screwing around. No hiring the artist guy who's got to come in and he's got to take a little chunk of it, and he's got to analyze this, and he's got to do that and the other thing. So it would be so much easier and smoother if we could all do this all via the blockchain. Now. Let me mention this because it just popped in my head. This is an important feature of the NFT marketplace site. We talked about we want to make this community. We want the agents to engage with us. We want the universities to engage with us. We want the leagues to engage with us. We want the rock star manager to engage with us. But we don't think they should do this for free. Right? Mm-hmm. You're bringing us your whole platform of rock stars. Okay, great. We want them. Let's figure out how we do this. We're going to make you a partner. That'll be a partner code. And this partner code then will travel with you all over the site. So when this guy comes to put his cards online, Rockstar, he's tied to you. You will get a royalty for bringing that guy on, which you're not getting now, right? You're not getting now. Jim, the agent, you're bringing me 10 guys. Or you're not bringing me 10 guys. You're sitting there. You're not making anything off this. Why? Come to us. Become one of our partners. We'll assign a partner code, and that'll travel with you all over the site, and you'll get royalties from bringing in business. It's a community thing. It's just building. You got to have the utilities. It has to be first. We already figured that out. You got to have the adoption of the coin. Well, we're going to have the coin out in 90 days. You got to have the use of the coin. That's what we're doing. That's what we push through every day. When we get those agents on and we get the community leaders on and we get all our partners on, that's when we really start to take off. But we're sharing all this because we want you, after you give us those 10 guys, Jim, we want you to go to your social media and say, look, go buy their cards on NFT-TradingCards.biz. Go check them out.
Well, Steve Steinberger from NFT-TradingCards.biz and nftXc.biz, digitalcollectibles.biz. What a couple of years you have ahead of you.
Yeah, it's all fun, though. It's been a fun ride for the last 4 years or so. So it's going to get busier and more fun in the next couple, especially the next 90 days. But we'll let you know. Yeah.
We are glad you spent time with us this afternoon.
Yeah, thanks for having me, man.
Yeah, this is great. And we are glad you spent time learning about Steve. We'll be back very shortly with another new episode of